After my first viewing of Spike Jonze's sci-fi melodrama Her, I had found myself having gone through an almost transcendental experience, connecting many of the high concept and existentialist ideas the film portrays with many points within my own life, asking myself questions such as, what is love, loss, and intimacy? However, the one thing that I constantly found myself being conflicted over was why Samantha's betrayal at the climax of the movie
Talk to anyone else while we're talking?
felt like a surprise.
Yes.
After all, I should have seen it coming. Having AI fail and betray us has become a trope so embedded in the sci-fi genre that without it, it wouldn't be the same.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
So, how does Her and other films regenerate this sci-fi genre into something that is both new and contemporary? And I think the answer to this question is in this scene. Jones throughout the film goes above and beyond to emphasise Theodore's physical isolation. The film demonstrates this throughout, but is very subdued about it, using shallow focus to emphasise his distance from humanity, bright clothes to distinguish Theodore from his surroundings as he travels along a path that is different to everyone else. And it is here where Jones is drawing our attention to the physicality, or moreover, the lack of a physical presence in Theodore and Samantha's relationship, where he makes the jump. Now, since the first conception of man-made life, the physicality of our creations has been at the foreground. Take this painting by Laurent Picard, depicting the Greek myth of Pygmalion, arguably the first artificial intelligence in all of literature. We see the physicality of Pygmalion's creation on show, with Cupid poised and ready to shoot his bow, representative of love and affection, whilst two young girls are smirking and pointing in the background, in indication to the juvenile nature of the story. It's this physical manifestation of the human experience that has captivated film and literature ever since, from Maria to Murphy, Robbie to Teeth 1000, Ripley to Roy. In each of these manifestations, where the other is stronger, smarter and all-round better, it's in this post-humanist approach that filmmakers use this trope to captivate the audience's fear in the other. However, films of recent have done away with this physical cliché to such an extent that several critics are calling it a second golden age of science fiction. And you don't have to look far to find out why. Over the past 10 years or so, the rise of social media and technology has reshaped our understandings of human communication. More and more we communicate through text, but without ever seeing or speaking to each other. The very mediums that are supposed to be bringing us together are pulling us apart. Since the creation of Apple's Siri in 2010, the rise of films that have disembodied the artificial intelligence has increased, and that's no coincidence. Samantha is very much a reflection of what Siri could become, or to some people, already is. In the digital age, Sherry Turkle highlights that we fear the risks and disappointments of relationships with our fellow humans. We expect more from technology and less from each other. This disappointment is portrayed very literally in the television show Black Mirror. After the loss of her husband, the central character Maria signs up to a service where she can text and talk to her deceased husband over the phone. Shortly after talking to her husband, the AI, she attempts to upgrade her package to include a physical manifestation of her husband. However, it's with this almost human experience that Maria is left disappointed, fantastically portrayed in this scene here.
See, he would have worked out what was going on. This wouldn't have ever happened, but if it had, he would have worked it out.
Sorry, hang on, that's a very difficult sentence to process.
Now, Alex Garland's 2015 film Ex Machina arguably belongs to this old style of filmmaking, with the artificial intelligence acting violently against its creator at the end of the film. But for a moment I'd like to argue that Ava is the main protagonist. Ava has the strongest desire, after all, freedom, and faces the biggest obstacles. She is actively doing battle with the main opponent, Nathan, as she manipulates Caleb to help her escape. It's this perspective shift that smartly helps us sympathise with her throughout the film. As the viewer, Garland is attacking our emotional sympathies rather than our physical ones. And this is where the genre makes the jump. If we as humans can begin to sympathise our similarities to the inhuman robots that we fear and love, we may be able to learn something about ourselves.